Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is part two, of from the infographic show. The last one was why 2021 will be a terrible year or something like that, and this one is why 2021 will be a great year. And I mean, from the last one, it was pretty depressing to say the least. And I mean, if you watched that one and maybe you felt a bit shit watching it, I guess this one hopefully will make you feel a bit positive. At the end of the day, I know these videos are just to be taken with a pinch of salt because it's just all sort of guessing and no one actually truly knows. Because I mean, at 2020, like when we were in 2019 and we were going into 2020, no one would have expected this shitstorm that happened. So I mean, 2021 will just have a lot of surprises that will do similar things, I assume. Hopefully not to the same sort of level, but you never know, man. In the future, you just never know what's going to happen. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the part one. I just sort of randomly came to the thought a bit later today that posting these two videos within like an hour of each other, because they're kind of related to New Year's in a sense, maybe not the best type of videos, but I just thought it could be quite fun. And yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed the part one and you're going to enjoy the second video. I'm also going to post later as well, so there's actually going to be 3 videos today, but let's just get into this one. Quick shout out to my Instagram and my Twitter, links in the description for those interested. My second channel too. We're at 13k now. The growth is incredible on both channels, so I just want to thank you all for that. But let's get into this one. Let's see what he has to say about 2021 in a positive way.
If you watched our show on why 2021 will be a terrible year, you might have gotten to the end of that and felt a happiness-sapping sense of hopelessness. But don't worry, viewers, today we're going to make things right. You're going to hear about a lot of silver linings around a big black cloud. Some bad things went down in 2020, but that doesn't have to mean 2021 will be another year from hell. In fact, we think things are going to work out pretty well next year. Here's how. That thing called COVID-19 was hung over us like a storm that just wouldn't go away. Every time you turned on the TV or fired up the computer, the news was the same. Sickness and death on repeat. We're hoping those days will soon be over, and we have every right to feel optimistic. As we write this, the news is telling us that the American biotech firm called Moderna has a vaccine for COVID-19, and the preliminary results after testing 30,000 people show it has a 94.5% efficacy rate. That was much better than anyone expected this early in the game, with the US's leading infectious disease expert Anthony Fauci
Thank you for the US, man. Thank you.
calling the vaccine stunningly impressive.
God.
That's music to the ears of anyone who's currently locked down and praying for this virus.
But saying that, it's not going to be. I'm going to be one of the last people to get it, ain't I? Because I swear it's like given to old people, then younger people who are at high risk, and then it's just sort of filters down until it reaches like people who are my age, who aren't really high risk. But I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just one of those things that it's just going to help in general in society. But the younger people will still be catching it, right?
Virus to go away.
But I don't know why I'm being negative. Time to be positive in a positive video.
Okay, so getting large parts of populations vaccinated is not an easy task at all. It'll take time, but we believe that by the time 2021 rolls around, there will be significantly less fear and worry around the world. In fact, we're pretty sure that as spring comes, people are going to be out in the streets celebrating as if a great war has been won and the winner is humanity. That's all of us together, every country relieved and ready to build again. There are those that predicted another Great Depression happening, which doesn't bode well for 2021, but there are also a lot of analysts talking about V-shaped recoveries in many countries. This has become much more of a reality since those vaccines became the news of the day. As for the economy, some people predict that people will spend big once lockdown and social distancing restrictions have been lifted. But there are cautious voices too, who predict that people might now have a save for a rainy day mindset. It's true that once the Great Depression was over, quite a lot of people lived for years after as if one might come again. They stuck bundles of cash under the bed waiting for the worst to happen. Nonetheless, we didn't have another Great Depression, and so we think the bounce back from COVID-19 will be bouncy. It's guesswork if we ask when COVID will finally end in terms of it killing large swaths of people, but even before the new vaccines were being tested, some experts predicted that normalcy would return to society in the spring of 21. People are going to be eating out more, socializing more, and generally just enjoying their freedom. Just imagine the joy people will feel when all those social restrictions have been lifted. We're going to go out on a limb here and say that by May 2021, there's going to be a lot of happiness in the air and a lot of people being very friendly to each other. Regular life will seem like a blessing after the horror of 2020. For a while, you're going to feel a natural high every day, and then as the year passes, you can go back to being grumpy. We think masses of people will receive the vaccine in the spring and summer, and by the time September is here, herd immunity will be well on its way. The summer's going to be just great, possibly the best summer you've ever had. As Bill Gates said in an interview,
Oh my god, please, please. I know not everyone probably watching this is interested in like soccer, for example, but the Euros is a big tournament in Europe, and oh my god, please summer, please summer, please summer, please can we be good by summer? I just want everything back to normal. Like in summer, that would be just the perfect time for everything to get back to normality. Oh my god, and there's just so many other things to look forward to. I'm actually praying it just please.
COVID won't just completely disappear, but you can bet in 2021 your life will return to normal again. Another thing is, we've learned a lot of valuable lessons. The vast majority of people who got COVID-19 came out on the other side in one piece. That wasn't everyone, unfortunately, but most people survived without having any negative long-term health problems. One thing we know now is we should take care of our bodies, so we have stronger constitutions to help us through times of sickness. We believe that post-COVID, there will be a lot more people in the world that exercise and try to live a healthier lifestyle. We've had our warning. Now we're not going to ignore our health again. Trust us, gyms and parks are going to be packed full in 2021. We're about to...
Actually, maybe I don't actually. I hate gyms when they're packed. Please, just for a few years, can we all just still be a bit lazy? And then when everyone wants to get healthy again, that's fine. Because I hate when the gyms are busy, but I
usher in a new normal of staying healthy. An article published in the British Medical Journal in 2020 explained that doctors in some areas saw something strange happen in 2020. Cases of flu amongst children were down significantly. One doctor said, sure, kids not mingling at school made a difference, but she also said people were much more serious about personal hygiene. She thinks that this is part of the new normal. People just washing their hands more and not sneezing into other people's faces. Maybe COVID has made humanity cleaner. With so much less activity in the world, the air got cleaner too. In 2020, NASA satellites showed that in many big cities around the world, air pollution was dramatically reduced. Okay, so when people have the freedom again to move around, maybe that'll go back to normal, but some experts think not. One environmental economist at Stanford University predicted that this cleaner air will save thousands of lives. Maybe when people understand this positive effect, they'll be a lot more responsible about burning oil. He said, in this respect, COVID has taught us to think about the future. Now, let's talk about goodwill. You might not know this, but during the crisis, a lot of very good people have been doing good things for others. In the UK, the government said it needed National Health Service volunteers. The number of people that said they'd like to help was more than 750,000. In lots of countries,
I had a few friends doing this actually, and I actually respect that, because I mean, that's when you realise there was just some really good people out there, man. Really good
people volunteered to go shopping for those who couldn't get out. We saw singing from balconies. We saw communities coming together. This can only be good for the future. You and your neighbors might be closer than you've ever been before. It's time to light up the barbecue.
Wait, I know I'm pausing that, but that singing from balconies, wasn't there that meme of like Katy Perry, them singing that Katy Perry song and it was fake? That's the thing that I'm thinking of. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. If you know, you know. I think it was like Katy Perry song. There's a few other ones as well. And she like replied and she thought it was real, and it was just the funniest thing I've seen, man.
In 2021, and invite all those helpful neighbors around for a beer and a burger. As for inside the house, okay, some folks were driven up the wall by their families during lockdowns, but many people reported getting closer to their families. When the virus is finally gone, maybe you'll find you have a better relationship with all those around you. Not only that, many people said during lockdown they learned to cook better. Others got into gardening, and some folks spent some time fixing up their house. If anything, your house is going to be a better place to live in 2021. In 2020, we struggled, but we learned to get along. In 2021, we'll see the fruits of our understanding and kindness. As for work, there was a hell of a lot of bad news in 2020. Lots of people lost their job during the pandemic. Nonetheless, some people were able to carry on working at home. Remote work will only become more popular in 2021. Maybe some of you like going to the office, but it can also get very expensive paying for gasoline or public transport. On top of that, there are those commuting hours in the morning that you'd rather spend in bed. Fewer cars on the streets also means less pollution, so it's a win-win for everyone. We found reports that told us during the pandemic a lot of people started learning new skills so they could work from home. Forbes called this new trend more than fleeting. explaining that the number of people Googling phrases such as free online course and online courses
Oh
has
shit.
never been so high in the history of the internet.
See, now I kind of wish I did that. I didn't. I'm just not very sort of motivated to learn new things. Like in terms of like learning new skills, I like learning new facts and things like that. But when I'm learning new languages and I don't know, it just doesn't motivate me like that. But I actually respect it because it was probably the best time for ever that anyone could sort of do this kind of stuff in their own time.
People are not lying down and accepting defeat. In 2020, they got online and started learning new things. In 2021, we imagine there will be a lot of people out there earning cash from their new skills. In the UK, one survey found that a whopping 24% of respondents were currently learning something new online. One guy
Wow.
that Forbes interviewed said he learned website design and development, and it helped him to launch a second company. Not everyone locked down spent all their time watching Netflix and disaster news. From what we can see, lockdown helped a lot of people. The World Economic Forum 2018 Future of Jobs report told us 54% of all employees would need new skills by 2022. Well, it couldn't have predicted that many of those people were locked down in 2020 and they learned those new skills. Tech companies also have come up with new apps to help people work remotely and stay connected online. These tools are here to stay and will only get better in 2021. What this also means, of course, is that next year you might find yourself applying for a job in a city or a town far from where you live. Just look online at the moment and look at who's hiring for remote positions. It's very possible right now to work in expensive New York and live in a small community on the other side of the country. Some companies have been forced to do this, but they found that it actually works. It's likely that a lot of companies won't go back to how they did things pre-pandemic. The world, people, is now your oyster. Some people have said that this will have another benefit for many people. That is, if businesses are no longer using large office spaces, then property prices around those spaces might come down. High-paid employees often drive up prices when they move into town, but that will become less of a problem in the coming years. At the same time, if students spend less time on campus, perhaps educational institutions won't have to spend as much time on infrastructure. There's a good chance that formal online learning will bring the cost of education down. And what if you don't feel like staying in your country? Well, there are a growing number of people in the world today that call themselves digital nomads. In the past, the option of working in another country might have been alien to you, but right now it's more of a possibility.
I thought he was going to talk about like holidays and vacations for a second, and I was getting myself excited, but nah.
Not only will 2021 be the year when we see more remote workers than ever before, but we expect more of those workers to work and travel at the same time. You might not have seen this, but quite a few countries now offer long-term visas for remote workers. One of the best things is some of those countries don't have a high cost of living. Costa Rica has such a visa, although you'll have to show that you earn at least $2,500 a month. Portugal and Mexico both make it fairly easy for someone to stay a while and work, and Croatia is in the process of creating a new digital nomad visa. Imagine spending next year on a beach in a foreign country using
Bro, Croatia's so nice as well. Oh my god, I need to do that. I'm moving to Croatia.
your
Fuck
newly
it.
learned skills to support yourself. This doesn't have to be a dream. It's more possible than ever. Well, once borders open, which we think they will next year. Part of the new normal is sustainable travel, which includes people staying longer at the places they visit. A lot of people are already planning too. In August of 2020, the website Skyscanner said it was seeing a 368% increase in searches. Other surveys showed that lots of people were interested in traveling as 2020 crawled along, and many of those people had the first few months of 2021 in mind for a leaving date. That's you on vacation in 2021. That's not so bad, is it? Then there are all the activities you missed that are more than likely all coming back. You'll be able to go see a movie at a theater again. You'll be able to go watch your favorite sports team in a stadium.
Come
Festivals
on,
and
man.
concerts should
I
come
need
back,
that.
as
I
should
need
street
that.
festivals. Just imagine how good they'll feel after being banned for so long. Even a Justin Bieber concert will feel divine. June 2nd in San Diego. Mark it on your calendar. 2020 has been a great big wart on the history of mankind. So let's be glad that right now most of the world isn't at war. Let's remember that we've come a long way in terms of how we treat each other. Economic inequality is still a big problem, but a century ago things were much worse. You might now be thinking about learning a digital skill and moving to a European country with amazing beaches when a century ago, if you weren't born into the right family, your options were pretty dire. So
Yep.
there you go. In 20
That's true, man. I mean, I wasn't brought up in the most sort of. I was brought up in a good family, but like not a wealthy family. And yeah, I mean, things happen. And now my YouTube is going off, and I know it's pretty unrelated to this, but he's right. With the digital age and with the internet, anyone can actually just do bits now, and they can just like find a way to have their own sort of job doing something that they love, which I've managed to do, which is just crazy to me. But that's another thing. But that's just sort of me thinking about 2020 as a whole. Like, even if it was a bad year, it was also the best year of my life, like the worst and the best year of my life. It's weird. Like, it's just weird how it is, but like, it is though. It just really, really is.
2021, you might feel closer to your family. You might live in a world that cares more than ever about hygiene, health, and fitness. You might live in communities that are tighter than ever before. You might have learned new skills and are using them in 2021 to earn a living in a beautiful foreign country. Your skies might be cleaner and your roads might be less congested. What's not to like about 2021? And don't forget the big news we told you in the other less optimistic 2021 show. Keeping Up with the Kardashians will at last have its final season. What an amazing year it's gonna be. Now, you should hear how we predicted 2020.
That, fuck's sake. But yeah, I mean, 2020 for me has been ridiculous. Like, obviously all the COVID stuff is so depressing, and like being on lockdown, I've hated it. Missing sports for so much, not being able to see family. There's been so many things that have been negative about it, but then the positives as well, like the channel's just boomed, and I've actually been able to make this, like, I don't consider this a job, I just consider this fun. Like, that is how it is. That's how I initially like did it. I used to love watching reaction videos, and I love watching videos, and I just thought, why not start doing reaction videos? And it's taken off like this. I don't know why. I think I'm quite a boring person, but people seem to love my reactions, and I really do appreciate it. And yeah, this year it's been a weird one, because again, negatives and positives, it's just been two crazy things together. But yeah, it's something that I'm thankful for, and I'm just hopeful 2021 is just a return to normality. And who knows, hopefully it is, man. Infographics show, I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top. 2021 will be a horrible year. Why 2021 will be a great year? Confused screaming. I remember a video titled Why 2020 will be a great year. Everyone yanks until 2020 refused to leave and becomes December the 32nd. Let's just hope Corona... I like that comment a lot. Let's just hope Corona goes back to being beer. Imagine if life actually goes back to normal. I would cry like a cat, honestly. Didn't they nearly go bust because people genuinely thought their beer was related to the virus? Which is just... just defines the human race, man. 2020 will be horrible. 2020 will be great. We have been tricked, backstabbed, and quite possibly bamboozled. He lies so much in this video, it's unbelievable. What does he mean? What does she mean? What do you mean? Look how near people are dying. Why 2021 will be a great year? Because it's not 2020. But yeah, I mean, these are just fun videos. I don't know how this is going to go down. Hopefully you guys do enjoy both these videos. It's a bit different, but I just saw them pop up and I thought, you know what, just do this for New Year's Eve / New Year's Day. Something just kind of related to it, but wait, this literally is why 2020 will be the greatest year ever. I'm not going to watch it, but how wrong this was. How wrong this was. I might have to watch this another time, because this is just be memes upon memes, bro. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hopefully 2021 is a lot better than 2020. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.